I'd like to think that it's only in my head, but I do think it's a reality. I do think that anybody who wants to be a professor, man or female, they also want to have a family or are required to have care duties for like their parents or something like this. They have to have a very supportive partner or other people in their lives who can also support.
Solange Kinderbetreuung hauptsächlich an den Frauen hängen bleibt, ist es super schwierig als Frau und Mutter diesen Job zu machen. Aber das muss ja nicht so sein. Also das sind gesellschaftliche Themen und ich habe da auch mal tatsächlich in der niederländischen Zeitung diesen Satz gelesen. Erwarte nicht vom Staat eine Veränderung, sondern von deinem eigenen Partner. Also man kann nicht unendliche Anreizmodelle machen von externer Seite, wenn in einer Paarkonstellation das nicht passt. Also ich glaube, das ist insgesamt, sobald jemand Kinder hat, ist es eine riesen Herausforderung. Und da scheint es immer noch so zu sein, dass es für Männer dann weniger eine Hürde ist als für Frauen. Aber ich betrachte das von außen. Ich bin ein bisschen die falsche Person, um das zu fragen.
You have to have the security in knowing that your partner will be able to take on duties when you're really busy with your work, because there's a lot of work that is involved with being a professor. You have to manage the lab, you have to constantly keep on top of funding, you have to make sure everything is running smoothly, put out fires, probably do some grading, all of these different things, publish papers. There's a lot of responsibilities there. And so if you have all of these duties and then are also caring for a whole family and have other responsibilities beyond your job, it can be quite tough. And I think that this may be one reason why some women decide or discontinue with an academic journey. Yeah, you need to have a partner who can be able to take on these duties that often women are expected to perform.
I think a lot of the problem is the amount of work you're supposed to put in to get the high impact publications to be able to become a professor is extremely hard. It's extremely demanding. We have a postdoc in the labs in the last years that were trying to become professors, and they were going to conferences and they were trying to interact with as many people as possible to get their network bigger. And depending on where you are in your family situation, for example, this might not be possible. And I think if we change this expectations of what is required, maybe we can balance out a bit that it's also possible or more possible for family-oriented postdocs to also be able to become professors. Maybe daycares in-house in the department would be helpful, so it would be easier to come back to work after having a baby. For example, you wouldn't have to first take your child to the daycare, then come to work. You could bring them to work with you. This limits the time you're away from them during the day. You can visit them at lunch. There's also room within the granting agencies or the tenure track timelines that people with families or other personal obligations, there's some wiggle room there for how strict these timelines are, things like this, because that's a lot of pressure when you're a postdoc or a young PI to get the grants, to publish so that you can get a tenured position. And this is a lot of pressure at the time when a lot of people are having families or have other things in their personal lives that are also important. And maybe softening the rules for these timelines might help a lot.